Well, good morning, guys. Good afternoon. Good evening. Today I'm here with Nicola, and first of all, thanks for joining us. Great to have you.
Cool. Thanks for
So
inviting me.
exactly, for the people that do not know who you are and are curious to know what you do with your business, can you briefly share a little bit about who you are and what you do with your business?
Yeah. I'm a leadership coach, and I've transitioned from the agile world, which involved a lot of coaching with leaders and teams, purely into the leadership space around behavioral coaching. The reason why is because I believe that in order for people to really experience meaningful change, there's got to be a shift in the leadership mindset. However, leaders face a lot of challenges. And so my coaching focuses really on how to help them be better leaders. So I've packaged kind of with your help, a Bold Leader program, which is a 90-day leadership coaching journey which consists of the use of a positive intelligence app and one-on-one coaching. So yeah, I'm running that program with a few individuals as well as with organizations. So I can also do team setups. Yeah, so enjoying the coaching side. In addition to that, I facilitate strategic sessions and workshops. Kind of do a little bit of everything, but my passion is the leadership coaching.
Amazing. Well, I really love how you made the transition in terms of like corporate into now building your own thing, right? That's amazing.
Had to. So we knew that Agile would not die, but would run its
Hmm.
course. So I'm really quite chuffed that it was a passion people over the process, but
Hmm.
quite chuffed that I did move into that space earlier on.
Nice, amazing. So we've been working together now for a few months. I think it's like 4 or 5 months already. What made you
It's
decide?
actually maybe been about 7 months.
Wow, okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's August right now. I think you joined in
Yeah.
in March, right?
Yes.
Around March. So yeah, time
Been six
definitely
months. Six
flies.
months. Yes.
Amazing. So what made you decide to join the program initially?
So I know that I have a limited network, and LinkedIn or people out there, it's an kind of untapped or an endless pool of potential clients. And I really needed to grow my visibility. And I had absolutely no clue around how to really write good content. I wasn't posting regularly. So I kind of had the stage fright as well. And there's only so much I could do within my current network. And also, in order to really pivot and position myself as a leadership coach, I needed to show up differently, also within my current network. So, yeah, that resulted in needing to get a coach myself. So, I am a leadership coach, but I realized that I needed help getting somebody like you that could really help me in these areas. And what actually did trigger it was somebody reached out to me, and they had quite an awesome, I think you call them a VSL, so some kind of lead. But yeah, somebody DM'd me, and I was quite taken back by how new and different this was. And I thought, wow, if I could show up that way, that would be really cool because I responded to her. However, their pricing was skyrocket high, and they didn't really have any solid social. It was just a whole lot of stories, and I didn't really understand the system. So I'm not sure how we actually connected. It must have been through liking your posts. I remember you shared some lead magnet. Look at these templates, and that caught my interest. And then when we did eventually have the chat, you kind of had a lot of backing behind your system. So it gave me a lot of confidence in that it wasn't this sort of, okay, some magic that's going to happen. It was pretty clear as to, I had no doubt there would be a lot of effort that I would need to put in, but it was very clear as to how the system worked. And that gave me a lot of confidence. And also your price point is pretty favorable, so it worked for me.
Nice. Good to hear. I love what you said about like the system, right? Like It's there is always effort involved, of course, but it's figuring out a system to put it all together. Like nothing really
Yeah,
comes overnight these days.
yeah, yeah. So on that, having then it's super clear. So not only that, I think you also your style. So what we're learning from you in the program, your style of I remember like when you DM'd me, I kind of vomited everything out in my message to you. So
Yeah,
yes, I think also just how you drew me in was quite interesting. So also in that whole process, I learned a lot, and you show up authentically as well in calls, and so I think that also is important for me. Whereas, to be honest, with the other potential, marketing people that I was speaking to, there wasn't a lot of I didn't have a lot of confidence and trust. So
mm,
it was also, I think, like you say, you got to sell yourself, and you show up, and you are Jesse, and you get what you get Jesse. So that was really good for me as well.
appreciate that. Love that feedback. So you mentioned a little bit about some of the things you've done. I would say prior to the program in terms of like LinkedIn. What challenges or frustrations did you specifically face uh, regarding lead gen before we started working together?
Well, yeah, challenges is there was virtually no lead generation. So I had an incorrect I didn't understand the system. So I was connecting with people, and I think it's good to connect with peers, but most of my network was made up of peers. And so so they are competitors, but they also people that in my industry also support each other. But so that was a real challenge is I didn't actually have an audience, maybe very few from previous engagements. But so the challenge was very few people in my target audience, and also just really battling to write meaningful content, not knowing what to measure it against, and no system at all. So irregular posts. So yeah, a lot of challenges. I just really didn't know how the system worked. So the result of that is a fear on my side. So as I had pivoted into a new industry, my network obviously only had so much work for me. And just the resistance to go back to what used to do, I didn't want to do that. I had changed as a person. So the challenge was, how do I create better visibility? And I had none of that. I'd say I had very little of that when before I started with you.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I don't have a lot now, but I am getting the 200 leads a week, connections a week. So I'm starting to grow that. And yeah, just the knowledge, it's maybe really simple things, but when your focus is, as you say in some of your posts, like we get on do what we're doing. I'm coaching, I'm facilitating, this was actually, when you put it into perspective, quite easy to understand, but nothing that I ever dove into to wrap my head around. So it was completely foreign, even though it should have. Now it seems really intuitive, but yeah. So I think that was the challenges. I had a fear of being an imposter. I had a fear of this was just too complicated to actually dive into. So procrastination. So a lot of things were challenges.
Interesting. You mentioned or you refer to the challenges as in like the past verb, of which I
Sorry,
think
I refer
arrived
to the
at you
challenges as.
as like as in past, like I had the imposter
Oh,
syndrome, etc. etc. Do you say
okay.
that? Would you say that you're now like over that hump?
So I'd say 80% of the challenges, yes, I'm over.
Mhm.
So in terms of showing up as me, authentically me, I've built up confidence in that. Also, just on the content side, what do I post? How do I post it? When do I post? That is no longer a challenge. The connecting with people and connecting with the right people is super, super clear for me. So that is whether that was it was a challenge before, but now there is a strategy and intention around that. So yeah, I'd say 80% of the challenges are now dealt with, and I'm moving forward.
I love to hear that. That's great. Awesome. So, do you mind sharing a little bit more about some of the specific results you've achieved since we worked together on your LinkedIn?
Yeah, sure. So I have noticed that my content is growing in impressions and sometimes comments, so that varies. But for me, out of LinkedIn, I'm also getting feedback, from people that know me, and through that, some unexpected business has come. So I am originally from South Africa, and funny enough, two previous contacts that I've worked with in South Africa, these lurkers, as you call them. So while we're still in touch every now and then, they've actually reached out to me directly and said, "Hey, this post really resonated." And then that's opened up conversations. So what it's done is the content, I think, has really worked in terms of whether it gets a lot of likes or impressions. It is somewhere hitting the mark. And so what I believe is that more connections, getting building relationships with people, and more content reaching more people will create more business. So that's really worked for me. So people unexpectedly have reached out to me because something has landed, a pain point has sort of resonated with them. Funnily enough, the LinkedIn, so understanding how to you get more connections through the training and through some of your advice, that's definitely improved in terms of more engagement with my posts and potential business. So, funnily enough, the business that I've been receiving is also through the LinkedIn request for service. So, I send a
Mhm.
proposal and it's very easy to do. But what I do is I connect with them so they immediately can see my profile. I think that's also working. The sort of revised LinkedIn profile is clean, it's crisp, it's clear. So, and I think it's pretty appealing. I like my profile. Somebody actually approached me the other day, said, "Hey, would you like to redo your banner?" And I'm like, not really. And they send me some really crappy examples. So, but yeah, so with a clear profile and then an additional step is an offer doc, so a program proposal. So those things packaged together with my content have actually landed me four clients so far, three in my program, one that is doing one-to-one coaching. And I think it's all of those elements combined that have secured me the clients. So while the LinkedIn request for service has been an awesome avenue, they've checked out my profile. They've looked at my program offer, and we've had meaningful conversations. So that's led to conversions. So in addition to that, other wins that I've had is because of the consistent content, the people in my network that I'm trying to pivot to, hey, I'm not just an agile coach, I am now a leadership coach, have actually engaged me. I see that they read my posts and like them. And so people in the learning and development and HR space with my existing network have actually engaged me to be their leadership coach in their upcoming leadership programs. So again, the content is working for me, showing up as this thought leader. So there's quite a few aspects. Is it one thing? No, it's not. But there's all these little things that are making a difference. So I was sort of, because I had pivoted quite a bit out of the agile industry, I was at a bit of a low, like, oh God, like, how am I going to build up my revenue, which was really, really good. And that has slowly started ramping up. So I am in positive now, and that is growing month on month. So yeah, it's been really good and
That's
encouraging.
amazing. Yeah, I love that. Well, big the good news on the wins, right? Like three people on like the bold program and one on the one on one. I think that's
And then the
amazing.
leadership program through my content. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now it starts to compound, right? Like you got more people like reaching out to you, whether it's online or offline, whether to
Yeah.
you mentioned visibility a few times, and now you just keep expanding on that. That's amazing. And yeah, it's cool. It's very cool to hear from you, as you said. Like, okay, it's not just one thing. It's not just the post, but it's like the post, the service section, the banner you like, the profile, having the conversations, and it's just like all these different elements. And it really ties into, of course, what we did so far together. It's like put the whole system together. Like LinkedIn Legion, it's not just okay, put out one post and you get the leads. It is like the post, the profile. Same with us. Like when we started talking, like you perhaps got some value out of my lead magnets, but also in our DM conversation, as you said, you found some value. Like, okay, this guy is perhaps not like other people that are trying to get me into their thing. Like there is social proof based, like on his profile, etc. So all these things then come together, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that completely
Amazing.
resonates.
That's so cool. It's like putting the puzzle pieces all together.
Yeah. And in addition to that, so obviously you've packaged a full-blown program. So the very detailed training, the classroom, as you call it, the modules, the videos, the the detailed steps, those have been, yeah, super helpful. And it's at our own pace as well, which is good. And you know, and I think also just the engagement with the community, hearing and seeing what other people do, your feedback to them when we have our sessions. So all of that builds knowledge and grows confidence as well, that I'm not alone, and there's that freedom to ask for honest feedback, and I think you give it in the sessions, and it's really really helpful. So your program package in terms of content flow, structure, modules, videos, um, community sessions, and the community forum have also been hugely helpful.
That's amazing to hear. Well, thanks for the feedback. I love that. And yeah, that kind of like ties into like something that I want to hear. Then is like, okay, what was like working together, or like how did the program or like the coaching support you? But I think you kind of like expanded on that already. Like, would you say there was something there that you still want to like touch on?
So I think that yeah, what is quite helpful, I think, it was moving away from Slack to the comments
Mm,
in school. So that's been so much more efficient, and but also getting the community's feedback, so we can message you directly. So I think the responsiveness is pretty cool. But also the community's feedback has also been really helpful. So not only in our community calls, so I think the school platform, I don't know how you pronounce it, but that authority figures sort of
mhm.
platform, the community forum, the wins, that's also been really quite encouraging actually in terms of the journey.
Mm, yeah, yeah, I love that. Right, like we're all on our own journey, but you don't have to do it on your like by yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
And what I
that's
also
cool.
like is there's quite a few people like me in the journey, and so it's relatable, and it's not just people that want to market their services on like
Mhm.
marketeers. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
people like me who are coaches, so I'm getting a lot of value and learnings from what you're sharing with them or what they're sharing as questions. So yeah, it's been really good.
That's amazing to hear, right? Like, even though sometimes you might not be like, let's say, on the hot seat, but you still take a lot. You get a lot of like takeaways when, for example, I speak to one of the other people in the one of the other persons in the program.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
And another
So,
thing, your
oh, go ahead.
GPTs have been super helpful as well with the content.
Wh- which one is your favorite so far?
Actually, your recent viral hook. I just tried that just after our session now, and
Yeah.
I mean, there was like two, three that resonated. Whereas I spent loads of times with the hooks and just really battling and
Mm,
being quite time consuming. I've also loved the custom GPT that you helped us create, and I'm looking forward to actually modify it for with new points to have this blue sky sort of post. But yeah, those have been really helpful. While I am a little bit, I need to step back and not be so nitpicky.
Mhm.
It does challenge, it gives the framework and the structure of what the post should look like. So, and just your sort of little nuggets that you drop here and there, keep a track of client stories or just one liners. So I've got like a spreadsheet of things that I don't want to forget. So creating posts are really quick and easy with the custom GPT
Mm,
that you've helped us create. And as I said earlier, there was a lot of work that we put in to define our client profile, their pain points, what is the tone of voice. So it wasn't without a lot of effort, but that was all done up front. So just plugging
yeah,
into that GPT was super, a really great learning that I can create my own GPT, but also
exactly.
being helpful in terms of time and creating content.
That's amazing, right? Like, we talk, of course, a lot about like systems, and now content creation, as I understand from you, is has become a system. You know how to
Yes.
ideate, how to create, all of it, of course, AI powered, while still having this human touch, like you as a supervisor. And like it's what I mentioned often, right? Like we're not full-time content creators. We're not
Yeah.
like LinkedIn is not a job. Like content creation is not a job. It's just, as we're business owners, it's just like a task on our calendar, which is marketing. Like how do we market ourselves, position it? You mentioned visibility a few times. Like you can have the best service in the world, but if no one really knows you exist, okay, let's change that. So all starts with content and with marketing. So I'm really happy to hear that the GPTs and such has helped you out there, because my goal is not to give you more work or put more tasks on your list. I'm always like, okay, how can we just make things easier for you? So I'm really happy to hear that, especially the new viral hook GPT is such an asset already.
Yeah, so post going live tomorrow. I'm looking forward to
Let's go.
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it hits. But I'm
Amazing.
confident.
That's amazing. That's so good. So, what would you say to someone? I would say similar to your profiles, like a leadership coach and someone in the agile space. What would you say someone considering joining the program?
So actually, I've pitched you to quite a few of my fellow friends and coaches, and I expect that you'll hear from them soon. So
Amazing.
I've mentioned. So what I would say is, if you we're really busy, packaging programs and spending time with clients, running workshops, and we have this sort of resistance to really get stuck into LinkedIn. And if you're at that place where you need to, but you just don't know how, then I really highly recommend that they reach out to you and do this course because it's so well packaged. And as we've talked a lot about systems, it's a really easy, simple system to follow. So in my diary, there is clarity around what my day looks like. And I've got, a massive chunk of time to actually do the stuff that I really need to do. So in addition to that, it's helps you get over your fears of, the, you know, showing up on LinkedIn because a lot of people have this sort of fear of how they show up. So it's really helped me get over that fear. So
Hmm.
um, that's what I would say is like this helps you show up in a different way, how you want to be seen. And it gives you a structure and a system that is completely manageable, not overwhelming. And the training is gold. So it's almost like a do this, get that. So there is we hardly have to think. You tell us very step by step. So
That's
if
good.
somebody wants clarity and like I did, want to increase their visibility on LinkedIn, your program is a must do.
Amazing. I love that what you said in terms of you don't have to think. It's like a recipe,
Yeah,
right?
you've done all the thinking for us, and you tell us this in all our calls. I've done it for you guys. I've just put a new training out there. So
Yeah.
you really are forward thinking in terms of you're very customer focused. So it really comes through that you really want to solve our problems for us. So that's really appreciated.
That's the product manager in me.
Yeah, you're a
Amazing.
great product manager.
That's good. Full circle. Like when I was working corporate, the goal was to become product manager. So I guess that the vehicle was to start an own business and to then become it.
Awesome.
That's cool. Well, thanks for the feedback. I really appreciate that. Uh, if you have to pick three words, what would you say would describe working in the program best?
3 words. Okay, give me a minute to think about
All
it,
good.
even though a minute is quite long. I'd say visibility, structure, and wins.
I
And
love
you can
that.
say structure first, visibility, then wins.
They all work together, right? But
Yeah,
like wins is like the end product. But I really love that you ended on that. Like that's what it's all about, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm
Awesome.
amped. I'm super amped.
That's good.
I,
That's
I
good.
also have a little bit of like, I should. But you know what? I am seeing wins, and it's a continual discipline is I would also coach your leaders. But
Exactly.
yeah, I think the thing is, if you want it enough, you will do it. So if you don't want it enough, then it's not going to work for you. But if you want it enough, then you'll make it work for you. So I think desire or necessity is the sort of driving force of, being committed. So I think that's what I'd also say to people. Sorry, just to go back to that point,
Mhm.
is you can't come in it wishy-washy. It's like all or nothing. Otherwise, it's not going to work for you.
Yeah, that's a little bit like the coach in you that came out here, but that's good, right? Like it. What I often say is like it's like a two-way street. Like put in the work and get the results, and yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and you definitely positioned that up front. Like that's there was a lot of work to do, but it was very clearly laid out. So it was not a surprise.
Good news. Good news. We tackle that on the front
It
end.
wasn't
Awesome.
like WTF, what?
Exactly. Nice. Nice. All right. Do you say there was something else you want to like share so far about the experience working together, or did we tackle everything so far?
I think one last thing is, yeah, I think you're a fun, easy person to work with. I think you're brutally honest in some regards. So that's been really good. So I've loved seeing that in our groups, but also your responses to me. So I think, yeah, you are a great coach in this regard. And so, yeah, I just want to thank you for that. And it was a bit of a lifeline at the right time. So everything happens for a reason at the right time. So yeah, this was the right time for me to meet you. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and I'm super stoked that like we got your business to this level, and I'm very excited to see how the next few months are gonna like roll out because yeah, like I said, the conversation we had offline as well or through chats is like you're building so much greater momentum right now, and it starts to just like continue from here. So that's amazing, and like you said, like you're doing the hard work, and that it just becomes very easy for me to support you and guide you in the process.
Awesome. I think I need
Cool.
someone like Amir. He's got this guy. Maybe not. Actually, I was thinking about that. Is one last thing is I would be reluctant to hand over this system to someone else on my behalf, because yeah, it might lose the essence. So I think that's also a big thing is the training and the packaging and the content and the tone of voice and all these artifacts that you've sort of helped us create. I would be very reluctant for somebody else to do my routine for me. I don't think it would have the same impact.
No, that's great feedback, right? And I think that's why, especially with like the rise of AI and how we like utilize it within the program, is like I help you scale yourself with code and with content, right? Like, so it's very it's less needed indeed to find human capital to help you out. Whereas with certain GPTs or certain workflows, you can literally scale your efforts.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely. Love it. I mean, what a game changer.
yeah, and especially in our business, right? Like also people buy you. People want to buy work with you, like similar to what you said in the beginning of our chat. Like I know I'm not the only person in this space, but you decided to take the leap because there was also, okay, I like Jesse's way of approaching X, Y, and Z, right? And I think that's the edge that we still have as service providers. So it's always my goal to like, okay, how can I enable you to do more of that while still having this massive output? So I agree. Like sometimes automating or delegating, or sorry, delegating might not be the right step in the business, but it's always like, okay, how can we get more output over the input you're getting or you're putting
Yeah,
in?
yeah, I like that.
Awesome. Well, most of all, first, like lastly, like very much thank you for your insights, your time, and had a lovely conversation. Very much learned a few new things in terms of insights. So thank you, Nicola, and I'm
Oh,
stoked to see what the next months are gonna be like for you.
yeah, me too. I'm stoked. So, and
Let
yeah, thanks very much. Um, some good questions there, and it's also made me reminded me where I am. So it's been a good reflection for me as well. So good chat.
awesome. Thank you.